Archangel Michael says, a storm has been circling your life in silent loops, drawing closer with every unnoticed hour. The air around your steps carries the weight of hidden eyes and rehearsed intentions. Yet over your shoulders rises a wall of light that refuses to blink. There is a whisper moving through rooms where your name is not spoken with love, and it sketches shadows across calendars and plans. The whisper imagines you broken, delayed, and silenced, and it treats your peace like a trophy to steal. Heaven studies those sketches and burns them before they ever reach your door. Your spirit felt the chill before your mind could explain it, and that sensation was not confusion. It was early warning from the throne, arriving like a siren inside your chest. You are not alone in this hour and you are not unguarded. The plot believes it can trap you in old patterns where you stay quiet, tolerating harm to keep the peace. Today, that version of your life reaches its final page and closes without ceremony. A new chapter begins with a simple sentence made of courage, clarity, and fire. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The hands that once tightened around your blessings now tremble because their season has ended. Every signature that tried to deny your progress dissolves like salt in rain. Fresh authority stands over your timeline and stamps it with release. Your sleep receives an upgrade and your mornings receive a map. The map does not show every turn, but it shows the next faithful step and the power that follows it. Your feet answer with obedience and your path answers with openings. Write in the comments these 3 words so your heart remembers all day long. I am protected. I am guided. I am advancing. You will feel a gentle heaviness on your right shoulder, as if a cloak has been placed there. That is the sign that assistance is no longer temporary but permanent. The cloak marks you as one who walks under warrant of heaven. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Your name traveled into conversations meant to twist it into something unrecognizable. Those words lose their teeth and slide off you like dull glass. The only record that remains is the one heaven keeps, and it reads favored. The plan against you was stitched with threads of envy, hunger, and fear. Those threads cannot survive heat, and heaven is turning up the temperature. Every seam pops, every knot loosens, and every stitch falls away. You rise without permission slips signed by doubters. Your strength is not borrowed from their approval and your identity is not rented from their applause. Your future answers to a higher court and that court has ruled in your favor. Place this line in the comments to anchor it in your day. Covered by light. Seen by God. Safe in destiny. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Your body learns the quiet posture of someone who no longer negotiates with chaos. Hands steady, breath deep, shoulders relaxed, you carry yourself like a home built on rock. The winds keep their habits but you stop moving with them. There is a time to expose and a time to ignore, and wisdom chooses for you today. The exposure that serves your healing arrives with calm timing, not fury. The rest crumbles from simple disinterest because it no longer finds a hook in you. A face from your past tries to reopen an old door with new language. The doorknob does not turn because the lock has been replaced with discernment. You bless that hallway and continue forward into rooms made for your next stature. Say this in the comments to sign your agreement with clarity. I release what injured me. I keep what builds me. I welcome what honors me. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Your home receives a sweep from corner to corner, and everything that carries stale heaviness exits without drama. Windows breathe again and walls glow again and floors speak of rest again. You inhabit your space like a promise finally kept. The alert that started with a chill now becomes a blueprint. Move your valuables to wiser places, change a pattern that invites interruption, and guard your morning hour like a holy gate. Small actions become a fortress taller than fear. Your voice returns to full size after years of shrinking it to make others comfortable. You speak with warmth and with steel and with balance, and your words decide the weather of your day. The forecast obeys your authority. Archangel Michael says, your timeline receives escorts who stand on either side like living pillars. They do not argue and they do not panic and they do not blink. They simply accompany you until the danger forgets your address. Type Amen to get blessing 888. The person who imagined injury for you built a room without doors for themselves. Every step they take to harm you turns into a loop that returns them to their own lesson. Your energy is not a battlefield and your peace is not a prize to be won by chaos. You carry a ledger of memories and some pages still smell like smoke. Today you write an entry that smells like rain after a long thirst. The paper drinks the ink and your story tastes new again. Share this sentence in the comments so your future hears you coming. I walk in clean light. I eat from clean tables. I travel on clean roads. Your work receives a quiet promotion in the spirit before anyone sees it with their eyes. The promotion shows up as precision, patience, and pace. By the time others notice, it will already be permanent. Type Amen to get blessing 999. An old fear tries to borrow your imagination and make rehearsals of disaster. You tell your imagination the truth and it becomes a theater for victory. Scenes change and music changes and your heart applauds its own courage. You keep boundaries soft like velvet and firm like stone. You allow kindness to remain and you remove access to harm. Your schedule reflects your healing because your yes grows expensive and your no grows elegant. Write this in the comments to practice the shape of dignity. My life is premium. My peace is premium. My purpose is premium. A financial leak closes where you were losing small amounts that added up to a quiet drain. The drain dries, the bucket fills, and the field produces harvest again. Your hands learn generosity that does not sabotage wisdom. Type Amen to get blessing 111. There is paperwork with your name on it and it favors your stability. Signatures align, numbers align, dates align, and stress finally learns how to sit outside your door. Relief stands in your living room like sunlight on water. A travel within your city leads to a meeting that resets your momentum. The meeting carries no drama, only clarity and fit. You leave with answers that taste like cold water on a hot day. Your creative fire wakes up like a sleeping lion that finally stretches. It does not roar to frighten anyone, it simply remembers its size. Your work begins to feel like worship in motion. Place these words in the comments as a banner over your gifts. I make honest art. I build honest value. I keep honest rhythm. Type Amen to get blessing 222. A name that once held power over your nervous system loses its charge, like a storm cloud running out of thunder. Your body notices the difference and chooses softness without fear. The world around you looks less sharp because you stopped bracing. You receive messages from people who carry peace and competence. Their presence reminds you that community can feel like bread still warm from the oven. You remember that help does not always arrive with noise. If any artifact of the plot brushes your day, it falls apart when it touches your atmosphere. You do not collapse or argue or explain yourself into exhaustion. You simply stay aligned until decay finishes its own work. Write this in the comments to keep your alignment bright. I am not bait. I am not prey. I am a house of light. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Your nights are not auditions for terror and your dreams are not fields for thieves. Your pillow becomes a harbor where purpose docks and unloads warm cargo. You wake rested and ready and rooted. A deadline moves in your favor because time belongs to the one who favors you. Delays that were engineered to frustrate you lose their audience. Momentum returns like a river after winter ends. Your memory chooses to remember victories more than wounds. The choice does not erase your past, it edits the soundtrack. The new music makes your steps dance again. Share this in the comments to seal joy into your routine. Joy is my baseline. Peace is my posture. Progress is my weather. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. A tool arrives that makes your work lighter and your output cleaner. You learn it quickly because wisdom loves to teach you. The tool becomes a small door that opens into wide results. The person planning harm studies you as if mapping your weaknesses. They miss the most important thing, which is that you are no longer the same landscape. Their map is already outdated, and the road they think exists has been removed. You invest in quiet preparation rather than loud performance. The preparation multiplies your influence without feeding your ego. You become effective in a way that feels like fresh air. Write this in the comments to confirm your maturity. Quiet power. Quiet accuracy. Quiet victory. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. Your phone stops being a pipeline for anxiety and becomes a gate you manage with care. Messages that deserve your energy receive it, and the rest receive silence without apology. Your attention becomes a currency you spend like a master. Your body requests water, rest, and movement, and you answer with love. You treat your health as the transport for your assignment, not as an afterthought. Strength settles into your bones like a permanent resident. There is a knock in the spirit that says prepare a table for progress. You set the table with discipline, focus, and gratitude. Guests arrive named opportunity, partnership, and proof. Comment this short decree so your table stays ready. Doors open. Paths clear. Results come. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. You will see a message today that looks like bait to pull you into a useless argument. You will feel the tug and then feel it fade. The silence you choose becomes a hammer that breaks chains. The one who planned to injure your reputation trips over their own urgency. They run ahead of timing and expose themselves by their lack of patience. You keep walking like someone who trusts their destination. Your inner child receives a letter that says the world is safe again to color outside the lines. The crayons return to your hand with new shades of courage. Art grows where fear once lived. Write this in the comments as a pledge to protect that childlike fire. I keep wonder safe. I keep dreams honest. I keep faith warm. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. An old habit of over-explaining loses its grip on your tongue. You prefer clean statements over tangled defenses. You allow your results to speak when words have finished their job. A quiet mentor appears, not to control you but to align you. Their counsel feels like a lighthouse rather than a leash. You accept guidance without surrendering your voice. The ground under your feet has been tested by storms and now it is certified. You can build on it without dread of collapse. Foundations that were once cracked now hold like mountains. Place this in the comments to record your building season. I pour deep footings. I raise true walls. I crown sturdy roofs. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. Someone attempts to replay a narrative where you rescue them at the cost of yourself. That theater is closed and the sign on the door reads under renovation. You love them with boundaries that save you both from collapse. Your eyes learn to spot the difference between urgent and important. You answer important with your whole heart. Urgent learns to wait its turn at the door. You experience little miracles stacked like smooth stones. A line shorter than usual, a smile that changes the hour, a solution that arrives while you are breathing. The stones build a memory altar in your day. Write this in the comments to keep your altar bright. Gratitude stacked. Peace stacked. Grace stacked. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. The plotter's energy thins like a fog burned off by noon. They grow bored because your stillness gives them nothing to push against. Starved of reaction, their scheme dissolves into dust. You become fluent in endings that serve your beginning. You end conversations with kindness, contracts with clarity, and cycles with courage. The freshness that arrives tastes like cool wind after heavy heat. Your hands bless the work of another without fear of scarcity. Blessing them does not subtract from you because your source is not a pie to divide. Supply expands around those who celebrate rather than compete. Write this in the comments to keep your wells deep. I celebrate goodness. I multiply goodness. I live from abundance. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. A door labeled Final Chance opens for someone you love, and you recognize that mercy is not weakness. You support the chance with realistic limits and hopeful eyes. The story bends toward redemption without compromising wisdom. You will notice a number today repeating on receipts, clocks, or buildings. Treat it as a simple nod from heaven that you are on schedule. Smile and keep moving with steady steps. Your laughter returns without guilt attached to it. It does not apologize for sounding like bells in a hallway. That sound confuses darkness because it prefers silence. Post this line in the comments to lace laughter into your timeline. I keep my joy. I protect my glow. I honor my peace. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Your next decision arrives clean, like a window washed after a long season of dust. You recognize it by the absence of hidden hooks. Peace sits on it like a dove that refuses to fly away. The person who planned to harm you will learn a lesson that did not require your hands. The lesson does not come as cruelty but as consequence. You release them to their path and release yourself to yours. Your steps enter a corridor of favor where things fit and doors respond and yes arrives without begging. You handle favor with humility and focus. You let proof talk and let ego rest. Write this in the comments as a signature under today's decree. I am safe. I am strong. I am sent. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. Your home smells like new beginnings and your calendar looks like order. A long postponed task completes in one smooth hour. Relief wraps your shoulders and whispers that you are ahead again. Your heart learns the muscle memory of staying open without staying exposed. Vulnerability becomes a practiced art rather than a clumsy accident. You share wisely, you listen deeply, and you choose intimacy with care. The sky over your story clears enough to show constellations that once hid behind smoke. You point to them and say that is purpose and that is calling and that is promise. The night stops feeling like danger and starts feeling like navigation. Write this in the comments to finish the old season with elegance. I close gently. I open boldly. I walk steadily. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. By the authority of love, your name is retrieved from every place it was misused. Your image is cleaned where it was smudged. Your reputation is aligned with your true character. You breathe with the relief of someone who survived what once looked impossible. Survival turns into revival and revival turns into arrival. You step into rooms that once seemed too golden for your feet. The final residue of harm lifts off your shoulders like ash in rain. You feel lighter without needing to understand every detail. You simply accept freedom as your new normal. Write this closing decree in the comments so the day knows who you are. I am untouchable by malice. I am unreachable by envy. I am unshakable in purpose. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. Your path stands guarded by light and your name is written on doors that welcome you with warmth. The plan to hurt you has no oxygen left and no stage left and no audience left. You proceed with courage, with clarity, and with calm. You carry a future that refuses to be delayed and a peace that refuses to be stolen. Every mile forward sings the same quiet song. Protected, promoted, prepared. Your story belongs to the one who finishes what begins, and you are not a cliffhanger. You are a completed promise walking. You are a fulfilled word breathing.